It's amazing what how cheap the parts are that hold these very expensive computer machines together. Just the most, like there's like literal tape in there that they just tape this down just with tape.
Yeah.
Not even particularly sticky tape.
And the flimsiest piece of plastic for things.
That's why you avoid a warranty when you open it up.
Yeah, they don't want you touching it.
They don't want you to see. They don't want you to see their shame. The shame of their terrible engineering.
Such shame. Such shame.
Shame.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the JRPG Pursuit, your JRPG podcast for all things JRPGs. I'm Branden.
I'm Abdallah.
And I'm Emily.
We're really happy to be here with you today. It has been a stretch for us. It won't have been for you because we've been releasing episodes weekly, but we did stockpile some of those episodes because I have been gone for the past 2 weeks and we have not recorded. We are not entirely sure how to do this anymore. It's hard coming back from vacation.
It's not like riding a bike.
Bear with us. No. I mean, fall right off. Scrape your knee.
I still don't know what to do with my hands.
What? So before we dive in, of course, we want to, as always, thank the members, the YouTube channel members for supporting the show. We really, really, really appreciate you. And if you are interested in becoming a member, please consider joining. We have bonus episodes for the Pursuer level, and everybody gets access to the Discord where we hang out and have a great time. So check it out if you are so inclined. But without any further ado, I guess we can just get into it. This is going to be a little more of a loosey and or goosey sort of episode where we're just talking about kind of what we've been up to lately, what we've been playing, catching up. I'll talk about my trip. We can get into other miscellaneous topics as they come.
Shooting the breeze.
Shooting the breeze, because we haven't really talked in a few weeks. So we hope you will join us for this. And be sure to let us know down in the comments if you're watching on YouTube or Spotify. Spotify has comments too. What you've been up to and what you've been picking up, because we would love to see it. So anyway, where should we begin?
I think we need to hear about Branden's trip.
I know.
Oh boy,
that's the big one right there.
I guess that's what made us not film for the last 3 weeks.
That's the biggest. The biggest new thing is
that's held us back. Japan. So we got to go.
Went to Japan for just 2 weeks, which honestly, 2 weeks is the longest. Yeah, first trip to Japan. 2 weeks is the longest vacation I think I've ever been on in my life. I have never been gone for more than 2 weeks. And I realize that 2 weeks is like my cap. I don't want to be gone pretty much anywhere more than 2 weeks. Like I need to come home. So it's good to know that for, about myself. I feel like it's good. Self-discovery is great, even in middle age. So we flew into Tokyo and we stayed a couple nights in Tokyo to start off with, and saw some sights, went to a temple, kind of did the got the you do the stamps, they write the stamps in the book, and did some of that stuff and did some shopping. And then we were with a couple of friends, so it was like the four of us together. And then after that initial 2 days in Tokyo, we split off. Our friends went, I don't remember where they went. Sorry, guys, if you're listening. I should have paid more attention. They went somewhere. And Jen and I flew to Okinawa because it was our 20th anniversary. So we wanted to do something kind of special, for the 20th anniversary. So we went to Okinawa. It was raining the whole time. So that was kind of a sort of a bummer, but it was like literally the nicest hotel I've ever seen in my life. So that was cool.
Makes up for it.
Yeah. And the one full day we spent in Okinawa, we went and did this like pottery thing. Kinski, it's called, where you do the mending of the pottery, and they taught us how to do that. So that was fun. And I saw what I thought was like a Dragon Quest merchandise store. Like it was just like all in the windows and all throughout this space. I was like, what is this? So I was trying to look it up because it didn't look like a store. I was like, but it kind of, has so much merchandise. It's like apparently a public accountant in Okinawa. His office is just Dragon Quest themed. So that's
awesome.
That's cool. Incredible.
I was like, when I was last in Japan, they had like Lawson's all decked out with I think a walking thing for Dragon Quest. I thought that's what you mentioned at first. But
okay. Osaka
this makes more
has
sense.
That,
It's a themed office space.
Yeah, just this
super
dude,
fan.
like just some dude. That's what his shtick is. So
a dedicated base of Dragon Quest fans in Japan. So I'm not surprised.
One of our cab drivers in Okinawa had as his icon was just a slime.
Nice.
And I was like, "Oh, Suraimu desu ka?" And he's like, "Yeah." He's like kind of.
He's like, "Why you?"
I was embarrassed. Why would he use that? He's embarrassed to admit.
Well, he was looking up something on his phone to show me, like we were talking about music.
I see.
As he was driving,
like, it's cool, but it's cool, dude. Like, obviously, I know about it too. Like,
I would feel like he would be, ecstatic. Oh, this foreigner knows what this is.
Fellow foreigner dweeb. So then we flew back to the mainland and took the Shinkansen to Osaka, and we were in Osaka for 5 nights, I think. But we took a lot of day trips out, so we went to Kyoto. Went to the Nintendo headquarters. That was just for me. I just wanted to get a picture outside the Nintendo headquarters because it's a very important company for me, I guess. Kind of life forming in many significant ways.
Yes.
And we went to Hiroshima, and we went to the what's it called? The Dome, obviously the Dome in Hiroshima.
Yeah.
And then we went to the park where it has like the center. It's not the museum, but like the center where they have some, displays and things.
They call it the Peace Park.
Peace Park.
Yeah.
So we did that, and Jen was getting kind of grossed out by some of the imagery, even though it was just drawings. We were going to go to the museum, but she's like, I don't know. If they have like stuff that's as bad or worse than this, I might get sick. And I was like, well, you are already pretty firmly anti-nuclear weapons, so I don't think we need to convince you. So I guess we can probably skip it. Like, it's not going to... You're not going to have your mind changed because you're already on the right side, so it's fine. We'll just.
Did you see the dome at night?
No, we were there
reflecting the water. That was so pretty.
It was very beautiful.
That would be cool to see.
I was telling Brandon yesterday that I used to work in that park, so in the office buildings.
We were wondering as we were walking around. It's like Dalla must have had something to do with this here. So
I spent many days, months, years in there.
And then we went to the Nintendo Museum in Kyoto, which was fun. Although, in retrospect, I'm a little more critical of it because I feel like they could do a lot more with it. So when you go in there, have either of you been there?
It wasn't open, I think, when we were last in Japan.
It wasn't open yet.
I think it just opened as I got there, and I couldn't get.
It's very new, and it's like a lottery system. So we were honestly lucky to get
tricky.
in.
Yeah.
So we went in, and you go up to the second floor, and it's like they have the different eras of Nintendo. So like the pre-video games, all of their toys and games and cards and stuff. You can look through that, and then they have. All the sections divided up by like console generation. So you can go to the NES/Famicom and look, and they'll have, a variety of games, like their boxes displayed, and they'll have like, the Japanese, the European, the North American box art if it's different, So showing all this kind of stuff, which is cool, but like, that's it. I was kind of expecting that they would have like displays on like, some of the influential game developers like Shigeru Miyamoto, for crying out loud, and like some of the tools that they use to make some of these games, talking about like the software and like just like more than just here are some of the games we made, enjoy the rest of your day kind of thing, you know what I mean? Like so it's a little lacking in the museum sense. Like the downstairs portion then is the interactive space where you can use the giant controllers to play games. So Jen and I did that. We had the giant Wii remote. We're like steering the plane or whatever for Wii Sports Resort. And our friends did the Super Mario World with the giant Super Famicom controller, which is cool.
Oh yeah.
And they have like batting cages where they pitch ping pong balls at you, and you like knock them into replicas of living rooms and kitchens, and you like destroy the furniture and stuff. So there's fun stuff to do in the Nintendo Museum, but I was just like kind of felt like it was a little bit lacking as a museum.
Maybe it was more geared towards children, and they're maybe less interested in the history of, some of the older systems.
Which is I feel like is a missed opportunity if they're just focusing it on like the fun of play. It's like, well, that's, I know they do that. They're a toy company, they're a game company, but anyway, not to be overly critical. It was still cool, but like I just would have preferred more.
It's definitely like the most Nintendo thing to do, because like they never focus on like how things are done, more of the play around it.
They would prefer it if nobody was aware of the history at all. Like how it's made. They don't really care. Doesn't matter, just the have fun.
I think it's more just branding, right? Like you could see, the past art and just have that recognition.
Yeah, exactly.
But not necessarily know the deep history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, kind of a bummer, but still cool to see. Glad we went. Then we went back to, then we stayed a night in a ryokan in Gifu.
Oh, Gifu.
And that was cool. Like we got off the train and it was like getting dark and it was starting to rain. And there were no taxis at all. It was like the tiny, tiny little town. Mm-hmm. And we're like, how do we get to this ryokan? So we walked through town and walked out of town. And there was like this giant staircase leading up to a temple. And Google was saying, go up these stairs. And we're like,
oh, gosh.
It's through a graveyard. So there's like graves on either side of these stairs going up. So and it's dark and it's raining. And we're like, this is, legitimately creepy. But we did it. We walked up. Yeah. Like it was like 217 stairs to go up this hillside up to this temple. And then we're in this abandoned temple in the middle of the night with graves everywhere. And okay, like this is obviously not the ryokan. Like, where do we go? There's no obvious exit. So there's like off to the side, there's this little like kind of wooded area and there's like some stone steps going up. And it just looked like it was part of the temple. But apparently that's where we had to go. We went up the stone steps and then we found our way to the road. And then there was a ryokan. So I was like, okay.
I just can't believe they didn't give you detailed instructions how to get there.
I don't know. Or like have a pickup because like
when they drove
tourists,
us to
the like they drove us to the train the next day. It took 5 minutes. Like we were walking for hours.
Oh, man.
For hours? Oh man, that's wild.
So, and the rain
because we got lost and it was raining and dark and
no.
But the ryokan was really cool. Had the dinner. They did the full private dining. I ate the eel with the face on it. Still, all the the rough thing was Jen liked essentially 0% of the food. She would not eat it, but she was embarrassed and didn't want them to know that she wasn't eating it. So every time they would come in and deliver the next course, I would have to scarf down my food and then scarf down her food so that it wouldn't look like she wasn't eating it before they brought in the next course. So
the sacrifices you had to make.
So the next day I was like, they were like, do you want to go out for breakfast? I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, I am so full.
You had 2 dinners.
But that was cool. Like a cool
was she able to
experience.
Find other food that she liked though on the trip?
No, she was basically starving the whole time.
Not even Coco Ichiban came through.
She had more pizza than I think anybody who's traveled to Japan for vacation has ever had in one trip.
No.
Which I had pizza one night with her. We went out to a place. It was just the 2 of us. And, I was like, you can pick whatever you want. And it was fine. It was like a margarita pizza. It was nothing special, but it wasn't like awful. So okay, it's fine. Yeah. Basically. And then after the ryokan, we did the onsen and everything. It was just the private onsen. I wasn't like, I'm not with the let's get naked with friends. I'm not there yet. You know what I mean? Like I'm not, maybe a few more trips and we'll see, but get a few sakes in me and we'll maybe it'll change. But, did the private onsen for this trip. Just a little timid, little shy. And then we went back to Tokyo and spent the rest of the time in Tokyo. Did a lot of shopping. I've got so much stuff. I probably should show my stuff at some point. But it's a lot, so I'm going to have to go through it quickly because, oh my God.
You could just do the highlights and then maybe tease a video on your channel, the full pickup.
Yeah, I don't know that I would do it on my main channel. I feel like I've kind of moved away from like that
pickup
sort
stuff.
Of thing. Yeah, like pickups and like collecting stuff. I'm more focused on game stuff, but maybe I'll share some of the coolest things here, and then for the after show we can have a little more time and talk about some of the other stuff as well. So
let's do that.
In a nutshell, I'm obviously glazing over a lot, but that's that was the trip.
I mean, I feel like you're omitting one stalking event.
Stalking event?
No, I'm just kidding.
That's particularly pertinent to this podcast.
It is. It definitely is.
Okay, yeah, I should talk about that. I'm not proud. I'm not proud of it. So on our last full day,
I'm proud of it.
Japan,
I'm proud of it.
our last full day in Japan, I split off from Jen and our two friends. They were going to go shopping and look at stuff. I was like, I'm going to Tachikawa City, and I'm going to go make my pilgrimage to Falcom HQ because I want to, I guess. So I did. So I got on the train and I went out to Tachikawa, and I'm following like the Google map or the whatever app I had to try to find my way to the building. And I knew it was like, it's just a nondescript office building. So I'm like, it's going to be hard to find this thing. So I'm walking along the upper level on the sidewalk, and coming towards me is President Kondo, the president of Falcom, is just walking towards me by himself. He's just wearing a black suit, just walking right towards me. And I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like 90% sure that's the president of Falcom. So I stopped. He walks past me. I like turn around and I start to follow him. Okay. I'm following him through the streets of Tachikawa. He goes down the escalator. I follow him down the escalator. He goes into a 7-Eleven. I follow him into the 7-Eleven and I pretend to look at food while what I'm actually doing is trying to confirm that, yes, this is him. Because when he takes pictures, and this is no shade, everybody's got a good side and what they think of as their bad side. He always takes pictures with like this side of his face, his left side of his face highlighted. Now on the right side of his face, I noticed he had these two like mole things like next to each other here. And I was like, I don't remember seeing those pictures. And I know we did see him in person last year, but I couldn't remember. Yeah, I couldn't remember like if that was if I was remembering that correctly.
We didn't see him that close up, I guess.
Yeah, I was a little ways away. Like, and when he was close to us, he was facing away from us.
That's true. On the left side.
So I'm like looking on my phone, like for pictures, any picture where you can see the right side of his face. And the only one I found is really blurry, but I was like, I'm pretty sure that, yes, I'm seeing what I think I'm seeing. That is 100% him. I was 90% sure that I'm 100% sure. So he finishes up at 7-Eleven. He's got his lunch, his little like egg sandwich or whatever. And so he walks out. I follow him back out, and he goes up the escalator. I follow him back up the escalator, staying away back, like looking at my phone like I'm just a tourist walking around.
Oh man.
And then he turns and he leads me right to the Falcon building, and he goes in and goes up the elevator. I'm like, okay, 100% that was definitely him, because like, why is he going here if it's not him?
And he found the building.
Yeah. So then I found the building and I took pictures in front of the building, and I was like, I should have said something. Like I know enough conversational Japanese that I could have introduced myself and told them I'm a big fan of, what they make and stuff. But I was like, I don't like bothering people. And I don't know.
After stalking him for a bit too, it's weird.
So if he knew that I was following him, then that's extra weird, because like obviously I was doing it with intent. So I was like, okay, I didn't do it, and I kind of regretted it, but I was like, it's fine. So yeah, that was my afternoon stalking the president of Falcom.
My favorite part of like your telling of that is how you're trying to be inconspicuous with like looking at your phone, even though you're like a giant white guy with a red beard in the middle of like
Tachikawa City. This is not where tourists
are. It's not.
All Japanese people.
Exactly. So like he probably already noticed you multiple times.
And if he noticed me, he played it cool. He was not.
Oh yeah.
He did not seem worried. He's probably, maybe he's used to it. Yeah, he was just totally played it cool. No issues.
I love it.
Yeah. And then on the way back from Tachikawa City, I stopped. I forget the name of the town that I stopped. But I wanted to see Yasunori Mitsuda's Procyon studio was in this particular town.
Yep.
So I stopped, and then like I'm walking through these neighborhoods, just these very, suburban Japanese neighborhoods. And I find it's just like on a street with a bunch of houses. It's just like
a random studio,
and it looks like I'm sure it was just a house at one point.
Yeah.
It's just like a particularly nice house, but like, it's just a house. So I took a picture in front of Procyon Studios, and I stalked outside for a little bit just in case somebody were to come out. Nobody did, so I left. But yeah, those were my pilgrimages that I had to make as a fan of this medium. So
yeah, because you didn't know the next time you'll be in Japan. So
exactly.
Yeah. And now I've done those things, so it's like I can focus on other things when I go back.
You can stalk Miyamoto maybe next time.
I would have loved to stalk Miyamoto. I have less admiration and more like harsh words that I feel like I would have for Miyamoto, because I disagree with a lot of his more recent things that he's said and done, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But that sounds like a fun time. And honestly, yeah,
it's
great.
For a first trip to Japan.
You saw a lot.
You did it right.
We did a lot. Yeah. It was the most expensive trip I've ever taken in my life. So we probably won't be doing anything of that scale for a while.
You didn't feel too rushed to go from place to place because
honestly,
quite a distance for 2 weeks.
Yeah. It was like it felt like the right amount of time. Like I think I would, if I go back, I would like to pick one city / region and just do that kind of more intensely for a week or two, rather than like we did the sampler pack this time, right?
Yeah.
Like we saw bits of everything and got a good sense for the culture. Like, people in Tokyo stand on the left side of the escalator. In Osaka, they stand on the right side of the escalator.
Yep.
Who knows? Just cultural, just learning and growing.
Yeah.
So,
but I guess while Dal and I were here, we started streaming, which is fun. And I wanted to plug that we've been considering streaming more regularly on this channel.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
With not just reactions, but also gameplay. So, be on the lookout for that.
Yeah.
I think we're going to be doing it. I think by the time this episode comes out, we will have already done it.
Have one.
But this week,
regular.
But it will be more regular. So
yeah, we're going to try to do it more regularly and just have some fun with it, because I think Emily and I had a lot of fun streaming, and pulling Branden into the mix this time will be great.
I'll try not to gum it up.
Yeah, we had him
in
a
well-oiled machine.
Yeah, we'll see though.
Do my best.
Yeah,
I think so. And then playing some games too, I think will be fun and a different thing for this channel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm excited to play something.
Outside of all that, I guess maybe we should get into pickups.
Yeah, why not?
Sure. I think
maybe give Branden a little break. Abdallah, do you want to start with some of your pickups?
Yeah. Some of them are tied to Branden, because I actually ended up going to hang out with Branden yesterday. So we went and just like kind of chilled and got into some shenanigans and fixed things and broke things. We'll get into that.
And broke things.
Yeah, it was a great time. But I haven't picked up a lot of games lately, honestly. I've just been on kind of like a really no buy for a period of time. Like very low buy. Like I can't remember. Like one of the only games I've really picked up was this Blaster Master.
Oh yeah, I remember
for the PlayStation. Yeah, I posted it in. I think I posted it in the Discord. We were talking about it, but I found this one at a place called Disc Replay, like around me, and I've always heard of the PS1 version of this one, but I've never actually played it at all. Yeah. So I don't know much about like how. Like I've seen clips of it, I've seen people talk about it on YouTube and stuff like that. So like, but it's always been like, I played the games on the NES, and then also the ones they brought for the Switch later, and they're fun. So I figured for $12.99, I was like, I'll grab it.
Shoot,
yeah, play it. So maybe we'll stream this one day. Who knows? Maybe
Blasting again. I love the subtitle. What a good Blaster Master blasting again.
Blasting again. Yeah, it looks like the most PS1 era kind of game, but I'm excited to try it out. I haven't tried it yet, even though it's been sitting around here this whole time.
Semi-related to that, but I just want to say real quick, I love that like the newer Blaster Master Zero games, not only that they exist, but they were like, you know what we're going to do? We're going to base our storyline around like an adaptation of that Worlds of Power Nintendo book from the 80s.
Yes.
Like that is just perfect. Like, cause that's what everybody, like anybody that's read that book, that is canon for people like me who like read that book as a kid. It's like, that's what's happening in the story of Blaster Master. None of this crap that, that the cutscenes show us, this is what's real. And so they were like, we're going to make that's canon. That's what's,
which is incredible.
Good choice there.
Yeah.
Another thing I grabbed is not a game, but it's an anime.
Razafan. I used to love Razafan.
So I actually have the box set for the anime that I bought like when it came. Like I remember pre-ordering for some, like I think it reminded me of Eva back in the day, Evangelion.
Oh yeah.
And so I don't remember what year this came out, but it was like, I was young, and I remember pre-ordering the box set that came with it, with the first volume, and then also like a T-shirt. I don't know what happened to the T-shirt. It's been years now, but I saw this there, and it was the motion picture for it. And I don't think I ever watched it, and I'm not sure if this is like a next
sliced version.
Yeah, like that's what I was trying to figure out. I'm not sure if it's a sliced version of the series or if it's an actual like sequel.
I'm trying to remember. I think it's a retelling, maybe slightly different retelling of the story. I cannot. It's been like 20 years since I've seen it.
Yeah, because like the back of it doesn't really explain. Like it's just very vague, which is on par for Rossify.
Maybe that's telling though. Maybe it is sliced because they would have hyped up. Oh, this is the next part.
Yeah,
you need to buy this to know what happens next.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I'll probably watch this at some point. I've been meaning to rewatch that series in general, but that's something I picked up, and it was like dirt cheap. Like
Razafan, man, Yoko Kanno did the opening song for that show, and that's just like a banger and a half. I love that.
Yes, the music in this was really good, and I love Yoko Kanno, so can't go wrong with that. Other things I did not pick up, but Brandon picked up for me. Since I saw Brandon, he got me a few things. One of them being right here.
It's out of frame for me.
It's out of frame.
Emily can't see it.
I can't see it.
I'm not sure.
Actually good. That's actually good because you're going to show her. Okay.
Okay, here I can shift the camera.
I'm wearing my contacts, so I see. Beautiful.
Yeah,
I really like that key art for Kai with Class 7.
Yes. So I was happy with that, and it also gives me something extra I can put, fill up that space behind me right now. And so I got, Xeno on one side, Trails on the other. So that's my personality at this point.
That's your personality. Yeah.
100%.
Gotta balance each other, right?
Exactly. And so love that, and then Brandon also picked up a really cool like Nintendo.
Oh, from the Nintendo Museum. Yeah.
Little Nintendo keychain.
Little Mario Man.
Yeah.
Was that from the vending machine or not like the gotcha?
No, that was just from the gift shop.
Okay. And yeah, it's
the
really
gift
cool.
shop has little gotcha, like they have like a big gotcha thing that you can.
Yeah, because it has like you have like the Mario in the middle, and then you have the card game. I forget the name of the
Hanafune cards.
Hanafune cards. You got the Game Boy. You have like the different NES, Famicom, and NES controllers, and then you have the little. I don't know what this game like little toy is. It's like a little.
That's the little grabby hand.
Grabby hand thingy.
Yeah, Jen did that activity on the first floor at the museum. It's like a little game where you use the grabby hand to get stuff.
Yeah. And then also, because he knows I'm a gentleman and I need some sort of pocket.
Need a hanky.
A pocket hanky.
Or whatever. Pocket
Those
cloth.
Are necessary in Japan. Because not all the public restrooms have something to wipe off your hands.
And honestly, it's kind of necessary here with how hot it is outside.
It's hot.
So it's been in the upper 90s.
It's a muggy one.
It's real nasty outside these days, so this will be nice, just kind of dabbing and everything. Back to Trails though, he also got me a really cool little like Joshua, like little thing. Love it, little finger thing, and some pins. So I got Agnes and Van.
Agnes,
the non-canon pair.
Let's not get into this.
let's keep that wishful thinking going, Emily. Keep your wishful thinking going.
All right, everybody, let us know in the comments. Who are you shipping? Who are you shipping?
There's another Trails thing, right?
Is there?
He's already forgotten.
Wait, did I?
He's forgotten.
Did you put it up somewhere?
Did I left it over?
The Kevin thing, remember?
Oh wait, yes. It's actually I forgot. I put it on my shelf already.
Oh, okay.
I went home. It was like I got home at like 2 a.m. But like I was still, I was tired, but I still found energy enough to go put Kevin on my shelf. So it's a little like a little acrylic standee of Kevin, and like as like an artwork of Kevin. Really nice. I'll show it. I'll show it in the after show.
Yeah,
because I'll grab it then. But it's a really cool little thing. But
Well, I was like frantically texting him from the Kotobukiya store in Tachikawa City. I'm like, what are your favorite characters? I need, like, what am I going to get you? And he's like, Van and Kevin. And I was like, okay, all right. These are the things that have Van and Kevin on them.
And yeah, because it was like, I feel like it was like midnight.
It's perfect because they're both in Kai. So that's probably what the merch was.
It was all Kai. It was like, yeah, for the most part.
I figured
the Kotobukiya in Osaka that I went to had some like leftover stock from previous Trails stuff, but
the 20th anniversary
for the most part, it was all beyond the horizon. So
when he was asking me, I was like, all right, he's definitely going to find Kai stuff. So plus, who doesn't love Kevin?
No,
who doesn't love Kevin?
You can't not love him.
Yeah, Kevin's great.
I don't know what he does in Kai, so maybe something.
Maybe he'll make me.
Maybe we'll be less in love. But we'll see.
I hope not. Nothing can make me hate Kevin. He's too good.
It's hard to rattle that. Like you can't.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's interesting sometimes how some characters' dynamics work. Like they're really great in one like part of the series, and they kind of shift.
He could have a heel turn for all we know. Maybe
exactly. We don't know what Church is really doing, and he's been absent.
He has been absent for a long. So what has he been doing for this many years?
What has he been doing?
He's been up to no good. That's for sure. Because that's Kevin. You know, he's doing something.
UTNG for sure.
Exactly.
But I want to hear this PS3 repair story. Random came over. It's interesting.
All right. So, Brandon's been talking about, he worked on his PS3 not too long ago because he got a disc stuck in it. And he took it apart and he was, trying to put it back together and it just wasn't working.
I would say that's giving me too much credit. I didn't even try to put it back together. I looked at what my hands had wrought and I was like, forget it. Just put this in the trash.
So like I was over yesterday and we were just hanging out. We went out and did some stuff, got some food, and we came back and we were sitting there and I like looked at the PS3. I'm like, all right, let's take a look. And, we started working on it and we, I took apart some things, put things back together, and we got it back to the point where we were able to, get the disc in and out. No, there was no issues at that point. And we put it back all together and the disc drive just stopped working as well. And I was just like, all right.
Stopped reading the disc at all.
Stopped reading before it was working. So I was like, oh no, I hope. Cause like the worst part about like working on certain things is that the ribbon cables are so delicate and flimsy. And so I was like, oh, I hope we didn't I hope in the action of moving things around and messing with like the disc drive, I hope we didn't screw up the ribbon cable, which
dislodge it or rip them. Yeah.
So we did.
Yeah.
We like the ribbon cable has like a piece on it that kind of helps it get more firmly stuck into the connector.
It has to make contact with all of the points, and so this thing holds it down.
So the piece of it like kind of fell off the ribbon cable, and so like we were trying to get it back in, and then like there's like a flimsy plastic piece on the connector itself that you kind of place down that holds it in place, and that piece broke in the process of us trying to like get things in place. And so we're looking up, all right, like how do we find a workaround around this? And long story short, we just kind of like realized, okay, let's leave it at this point. Let's buy a new ribbon cable, and let's take there's some like workarounds you can use, like the piece that fell off the original one, and use that to firmly kind of hold it in place. So we'll probably tackle this again at a later date when that ribbon cable comes in, and see
ribbon cable come in a couple weeks, and we'll see.
Outside of this problem, everything else works now. So that's at least that we solved the problem, but we created a bigger one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So hopefully we should be able to get that sorted. It's just a pain. It's just like the amount of times we put together and took apart that PS3 yesterday. I was dying. Yeah. There's so many screws.
It was a late night.
It was a late night. But it was a good time though. I mean, we figured out what we did there, and hopefully we'll see. Yeah. But yeah. We walked away in shame a little bit, but we'll come back to it. So that's the PS3 debacle.
Yeah. Oof.
I see. Well, if you guys have another PS3 to repair, they'll be more prepared.
Yeah.
We know.
Yeah, we just have to be very careful.
Very careful.
The problem is
the delicate insides.
because like you have to take it off of the you have to unhook the ribbon to like move around with things. So like we kept having to redo it over and over again. So like taking it in and out multiple times, just kind of like
that friction probably is not
wore it
that
down.
Little plastic thing it's not made to be opened and closed so many times. I think it's just so cheap.
Yeah. Like, I wasn't expecting it to be as cheap as it is.
It just snapped off.
But So,
but anyway,
here we are.
Yeah. Here we are. So, Emily, what have you picked up in recent weeks?
Well, I've been also on mostly a low buy, but in like all honesty, I've just been saving my funds for my pre-ordered figures. That's what I have going for me right now. So the latest figure that arrived was Joshua's scale from Kondo. So he's
so jealous.
Sitting. So you don't have him yet?
He hasn't come yet. I ordered him from, I don't remember, CD Japan or something, and it has hasn't even shipped.
Yeah, sometimes they're not always the fastest. I found Ami to be pretty expedient.
I've had good experiences with Ami too.
Though if you usually, when you do the pre-order and you say ship at the end of the month, and it's not always the figure comes at the end of the month, it can be a little bit more of a delay, but I think he looks great. What's interesting about his figure was he came with 2 different heads. So he has the one where he's kind of subtly smiling and then the more serious face. So I put him with the subtly smiling ones because when he's next to Estelle, he's always smiling at her. So
yeah, that is
they
a really
make for
nice
a great pair.
They do.
Also for figures, I finally got all these model kits in, which came in the same box as Joshua there from Ami, including this model kit for the Steel Maiden.
That looks nice.
I've never put a model kit of a person together, so I'm cautiously excited to see how she goes. She's fully painted.
Is it fully painted?
Yeah, it's fully painted.
Oh, that's cool.
So I don't know if I'll have to add in details like I have for her.
That's cool.
Our Grayon.
So I'm excited to put this together as well. But usually with these, this is a different type of model kit. This is from Good Smile, Artoroid line, rather than what is this one? It's like the Play Mata or something. They're slightly different lines of model kits through Good Smile. This one is also fully painted, but if you want like some of the accents that are like metallic, you'll want to go in with like a Gundam marker, which is what I've been doing. And it's not too difficult. And if you mess up, you could always rub it off or use isopropyl alcohol, whatever that's called.
Yeah.
To clean it up a bit.
Okay.
But
cool.
yeah, those are the 2 big model kits I was waiting for, along with the Siren from the Big Comics 2. Now, this one is a Kondo model kit. It's supposed to be even more complicated than all the rest. So
I can only imagine.
See how it goes. I'm going to save this one for last, I think.
I feel like we need to do a live stream of you building that.
Yeah, level up your skills.
This one's going to be too difficult. I could build the other ones, I think, on live stream. But that one, that's going to need my full attention. And I think it's partially painted, but I've seen some photos online of people like putting like glow in the dark paint and stuff. It just looks really cool. So I don't know if I want to go that into it, or we'll see. But for games, I just have 2 pickups. First one is Dark Deity, which was a limited run game, and I got the Switch version. So this is a pretty well-known, I would say, indie title that is very similar to like early Fire Emblem games. So it's a tactical RPG. And I picked this up after hearing Taylor from the Gaming Shelf talk about this during our episode of how this is one of his favorite indie games out there. And I saw it on Amazon for $50. So I was like, that's not too much of a markup because this did come out a while ago. So glad to add this to my growing strategy RPG collection here. Have either of you heard or played this one yet?
I've heard of it.
You've heard of it,
I've heard of it. So I've heard good things. I just have not played it yet.
Same. There's a second one out too. I don't think it's had a physical release yet, but I imagine it will eventually.
Probably.
But yeah, I'm curious how that one goes and how it It's different from all the other strategy RPGs out there. Then the other game I picked up, which I made a video on, was the newest Rune Factory, Guardians of Azuma, the Switch 2 version, which I'm playing on my Switch 1 OLED because I can.
Of course.
And I haven't picked up the Switch 2 yet, and I probably won't for the next year or so whenever they announce a special edition I want or a nicer model with a nicer screen, because I do just play my Switch in handheld. I don't ever dock it. So if they come out with like an OLED model or something, I think that would be preferable than this launch edition.
Yeah. Makes sense.
At this point, I might just wait until the price drops because I don't know. Like nothing about it is really appealing to me.
Like I
kind of feel sad.
The argument is like, if you want to play your Switch games better that you already have in your library, why not get it? But honestly, I'm fine with the OLED. So
I don't even play the Switch games that I have now. Like, anyway, you know?
Well, that's the argument. Like, if you're not playing them because of performance issues, why not get the new system?
But it's not because of performance.
Guarantee you're going to play it, though.
I'm just playing PS5, so, you know.
Yeah. I've been playing, a lot of my PC lately, which we'll get into a little bit if we have time. I also wanted to give a quick shout out to a couple different things. I got this in the mail.
Oh.
It's humongous.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. Tainted Grail. Oh, it's upside down. Tainted Grail, The Fall of Avalon.
This is a collector's
edition. Doesn't come with the game inside, but there's like a Arthur or Arthurian statue with him like on a bloody mass of bodies.
So, charming.
I think it'll go well on your shelf.
So it fits the aesthetic, right?
Yeah, it fits the aesthetic.
But this is kind of considered the new Skyrim of Poland.
Oh.
So
what was
I've been
the old
hearing really
Skyrim
good things
of
about
Poland?
it. They don't have one. So this is like this Polish Skyrim.
I love it. So it doesn't come with a game, though? Not even a digital?
No, they gave me a code to play
okay. Yeah.
On PC. So right now there's no physical. I don't know if I'll ever get a physical because like it was an early access game for a while. And then it, I think last month in May is when it went released out of early access.
Is it PC only or is it...
it's on console as well, I believe.
Okay.
But mostly I think just PS5 and Xbox.
Yeah.
I think most people are playing it on PC though.
Yeah. Sounds like a PC kind of game.
It is. I always find those kind of Skyrim games probably fit better on PC than console, but you could play both, of course.
Yeah. That's cool.
And I usually like to play it with a controller anyway, so it's kind of like you could play it either way.
That's my thing is I don't like playing with a keyboard and mouse.
Really?
So
I only do that for
PC
first-person
shooters. The same, and like I use my DualSense controller as my PC controller, so like it's functionally
it's like the
just
same
like
thing
playing on the PlayStation.
Yeah,
it's like if you had to tinker with settings, that's just like one thing I guess with the PC, but because your PC probably could power through anything.
That's what. Yeah, I just got the highest PC I could get, so I didn't have to worry about any of that. It's like just run, just go,
just run. So. Yeah, I'm
just run the game.
If it's like a first-person type game, then I'm more likely to play with keyboard and mouse. But if it's third-person, anything else, I more like. If there's like a lot of buttons, like a lot of like Western RPGs, like you do, like you have like all your skills across like
your key bindings,
and stuff like that. So like it just makes it easier to play with a keyboard at that point rather than trying to like.
And a mouse too, like for some like Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't imagine not playing that without a mouse.
Yeah, I would. Yeah,
I played a little bit of it without the mouse on the PS5. It would be easier with the mouse for sure.
You played a little bit. That's why you didn't keep playing.
Just a tiny bit. And
But those are basically my pickups. I'll talk about this other thing when we get into our playing section.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Branden should share now his pickups. From the mother country.
Yeah, I'll go
JRPGs.
quickly because I've got a lot of stuff to go through. And I'm like I said, I'm just going to kind of do the highlights right now.
Yeah, do the highlights. So it sounds like you got a lot.
Yeah. Oh my God. It's well, I showed Dallah yesterday, so yeah, you can probably attest. So 90% of it is trail stuff. So I'm going to hit some of the non-trail stuff first. In Shibuya, when we were there, this mall, like shopping mall thing, was doing a collaboration with Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster.
Yeah.
So they had a pop-up shop, and like all of the stores were, you know, if you spent a certain amount of money, they would give you like one of these collectible cards sort of deal. So we, you know, got lunch there and got all these Pixel Remaster cards with the characters and these different outfits and stuff.
Cute. Aw.
Yeah, cute little stuff.
How many cards are there total?
I don't remember. It was dozens, yeah.
Yeah.
So I got, you know, 6 or 7, which is nice.
You got a good. Yeah.
And then I picked up this Pixel Remaster glasses case at the pop-up shop.
That is pretty awesome.
The only other thing I kind of wanted was the T-shirts. They had the different games as T-shirts, but they were all like the one-size-fits-all kind of thing. And I'm like, I'm American. That's not true. So I did not pick those up.
The one-size-fits-all.
They probably will be midriffs on you. So
yeah, I wanted something I wanted to walk away with something. So, and then at the Square Enix store in Tokyo, I picked up this little guy, this little liquid metal slime, who I have decided is my spirit animal. I love this little guy so much.
He's adorable.
Like anything that I can find that has this little guy on it, I'm gonna
just look at that face. He's such a goober.
I'll just show you the figures. You could have one planted right by your workstation.
And then I got this little guy at the Square Enix Cafe, Artnia, I think it's called. Really, really, really good pancakes, I should say. Just amazing.
Surprising, because usually those cafes are not known for their food.
Yeah. It was really good. It was really good. Everybody seemed to enjoy it. Like we all got different stuff, and they had one pancake set that it's like laid out on your table like the battle screen of Dragon Quest 1. So it's like the pancake shaped like a slime, and then they've got like a chocolate thing with the text like slime
that's cool.
in Japanese, you know.
That's fun.
That's actually really cool.
Yeah. And then for other non-trail stuff, I picked up at the Nintendo store, first of all, these playing cards, just regular, you know, playing cards, Mario. Yeah. Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, so there was no Xenoblade section in the Nintendo store at all.
Nope.
No representation for Xenoblade.
Saddest.
Not even a single thing. Yeah. But they did have a small Emio the Smiling Man section.
Which baffles the heck out of me.
Yeah, I remember seeing that too when it came out when I was in Japan. I was like, huh.
What a strange
I do love it.
thing to have alongside all of this colorful, fun Animal Crossing, you know, Pikmin, this like murder serial killer. And I was like, I have to, like, I haven't played the game yet, but I was like, I have to get this because like this is so weird that's the thing. So Emio keychain, he's staying with me. I'll show you the games I picked up. I didn't actually pick up that many games because they're in Japanese. I don't want to play them in Japanese. So,
did you find the prices more than you expected to for some of the older games? Because that was my experience.
I mean, like not more than I expected, certainly. And some were just ridiculously cheap. Like I got a couple of Trails collector's editions. So the PSP, Azure.
That come with Tio and.
Came with Tio and Ellie.
Those are cute.
Little figures. So I was glad to grab that. Petites. And again, for like, I don't know, $15, maybe $12. It was very cheap. And then I picked up the PSP Trilogy box.
That come with the postcards?
I believe so, yes. The postcards are...
The postcards are great.
They're great. They're, unfortunately, for the most part, maybe entirely, they're the same postcards that came in the E7 Collector's Edition. So they're already like ones. Yeah, they're already ones that I have. So, but you know, cool nonetheless.
Right. Why would East have all the Trails art on it?
Trails had the East set. I don't know why. I guess it was like the anniversary or something.
Yeah, that's an odd choice, but okay.
There's only like one like adult thing I think in the East versus Trails, that whole set.
So we have the limited edition of Kai no Kiseki, or Trails Beyond the Horizon, which I really like the box.
Picked it up early.
Cool, like textured. Yeah. So I started playing, you know, Trails Beyond the Horizon just for 15, 20 minutes just to get a taste, you know. And it's the next Trails game for sure. Like
now I have to wait longer for the localization.
Yeah.
I know.
It's back to January.
Oh, I know.
Got this cool little crow in Altina.
Oh, that's nice.
Here. Yeah, the
stained glass.
Series they made was really cool.
Yeah. Went to the Airzea, actually, forgot about this. Went to the Airzea Cafe in Osaka, the Final Fantasy XIV Cafe. They gave us a bunch of coasters, some magnets. They just gave them to us. I was like, okay, there's nobody in there. And it was, we had a drink. It was fine.
Yeah. And, we love our Final Fantasy XIV.
Got all the pins. The two that I got for Dalla, I also got for myself. Cannon Pair. And then got Crow and Toa. And Reen and Altina and Fee. So got my
I can put those on a bag.
Pins. Yeah, I think I might put them on my backpack. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice.
Should get like an eat-it bag. So they're nice and protected.
Yeah. And then I got a bunch of, I'm not going to go through all these, but a bunch of these like blind box pins.
Fun.
So that's fun.
Yeah. You definitely need to get a pin board.
I got this. I want to do a giveaway for the members if anybody's interested. I got this Wazi Hemisphere.
Wazi.
Which I would put up, but I literally do not have room. I have no more room on my walls for any more wall scrolls. So we'll, to be announced at some point in the near future, we'll do some kind of a giveaway where you could win this if you want it. Wazi. He's a great guy.
Wazi.
Here's what it looks like if I can get it to
Oh, he's like in the bar holding a little martini.
I love it.
Perfect.
Living his best life. So
the most Wazi.
Yeah, the most Wazi. Got the t-shirt, the anniversary.
Oh, I had that one. It's a great t-shirt.
It's a good shirt.
That's a good one.
Got that at Cospa.
What's that?
Was that at Cospa?
No, that was at Kotobukiya.
Okay. If you look at the brand label, it's Cospa. But yeah.
Oh, okay. But I found these at Book Off, just strategy guides for the first 3.
Yeah.
Trails games. Japanese. Can't use them, but, fun. Just like cool little pieces of memorabilia.
Going to be learning material for you?
And then other books. I got the official artworks for Daybreak and for Daybreak 2.
Ooh.
And for
the new one.
Don't look at it.
I'm not.
Just look at the van page. She'll be okay.
And then I saw this at Book Off as well. This is the art of Xenoblade
That
X.
is pretty awesome.
That's the one I'm missing.
The art book that came with the collector's edition in the US is just not great. It's like super thin.
Yeah.
It's the only paperback one. All the rest of them are hardback, so that's kind of annoying. But so I saw this for really cheap, and I was like, why not?
Why not, dude?
And then I got a bunch of other stuff, bunch of music. I'll share some of that in the after show. But this is kind of the big art piece that I got, which again is the same as Dalla's wall scroll.
Oh yeah.
And Emily, just FYI, I got the same wall scroll for you. So I don't know if you're going to have the ability to take it home with you at Siege, but if you are able to,
it's going to be too big for my bag.
It's going to be too big for your bag. Then I'll just have to ship it to you.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But I thought we should all have that piece.
Or if we could fold it. If it doesn't come with a dowel, I could just take that out.
It does, but
you could always use a different dowel. Anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So we'll figure it out. But yeah. So I figured we should all have that art piece
exactly
in our collection.
It's beautiful.
So now we will.
It's a wonderful
one. But yeah, that's a sampling of my many pickups, and I am leaving out quite a bit. So
it's got a lot. Yeah.
We brought an extra suitcase. We brought an extra bag with us, and then we bought another suitcase, full-size suitcase in Japan at Don Quixote because it was not going to work.
Don Quixote.
So two bags worth of stuff that we brought home, and that's not even everything. Like I got my little stamp thing. Yeah, a custom stamp made with my name.
That's nice.
Samurai Fun Heaven. That's what my name means. That's going to be back. Or is it back or no? Samurai Fun Heaven. Makes sense, right?
Do they spell heaven differently?
They did. They spelled it wrong. Differently. You don't spell things differently. You spell them wrong.
Trying to be nice.
And then I got this cool pen from the Hokusai Museum. So that's cool.
That is awesome.
But yeah.
All the goodies.
As far as what we've been playing, I can just real quick, because I've been gone for 2 weeks, so I wasn't playing much for the 2 weeks I was gone.
Yeah.
Actually, zero. I didn't bring any consoles with me. I find that when I bring consoles with me, I don't play them. So it's like I'm not even going to do it.
I don't recommend it for a big trip.
Yeah.
You're going to be too tired.
I didn't play anything for those 2 weeks. Since I've been back, I've been playing a decent bit of Death Bulge, the like indie RPG that's like music about like indie bands and stuff, and it's very quirky and funny. It's got like, it's so cool. It's like really cool. I don't know, have you guys tried it yet?
No, but it sounds like you're trying to get the leg up.
Yeah, it's like
we try to stream it.
It's legit. It's like legit good. Like I'm actually having a really good time with it. So
would it be difficult if you're not so musically declined? Because I know for the battle sequences, it is kind of almost like a rhythm game, right?
No, there's no rhythm to it. It's your characters are moving along what looks like frets on a guitar, and the enemies have their own, and it's basically just a action.
Okay, so it's timed.
So like when you get to, if there are timed components to the combat, I haven't encountered them yet.
Oh, so it's not timed inputs. Okay, interesting.
Right, at least as of now, a couple hours in. So
yeah,
but yeah, it's great. Feels like it's pretty inspired. I would assume inspired by like Adventure Time, just from a visual standpoint. Like somebody needs to talk to, like somebody needs to talk to the creator of Adventure Time and be like, hey, these guys should make a video game for your thing, because like I feel like they would knock it out of the park. In a similar style, but so that's what I've been playing. It's fun.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm excited to jump into that game too. I just downloaded that. I've been well, I was a little bit out of town, so I wasn't near my like PS5 or anything like that. But I was playing.
Tell us about Dollywood.
Dollywood. Yeah, I went on a trip to East Tennessee. So my family comes from like my mom's side of the family goes like from East Tennessee. So I've visited some relatives I haven't seen in like 5 or 6 years. And then I went up into the mountains. I went to Dollywood. It was so hot in Tennessee right now. It is like the same heat as it is here in the 90s, but it's like near like almost 100% humidity. So you just walk outside and you just feel drenched. And so it was miserable to walk around, but it was a good time. And then went to like this cool, like it's something that like because I used to go there a lot when I was a kid, and I haven't been there in years, but they have this new thing that you can take like one of those chair lifts up into the mountains, and on top of the mountain there's like this whole like art piece and like kind of festival type situation where you can do like different types of things, and they even have like a tree canopy, like little bridges that you can go across all the tree canopies in the Great Smoky Mountains and stuff like that. So it was a good time, but you know, I was gone for about a week doing that. And so I ended up not playing too many games during that period of time because I didn't really bring anything with me. But before the trip, I was playing Yumiya, Altia. What am I? Atelier. I don't know why I kept thinking Altia. Differently.
I hear Atelier.
I always say Atelier.
Some people do say it wrong. Yes, it is Atelier.
I always say Atelier, but for some reason... For some reason, it just like escaped me for a second. I think I was thinking we were talking.
I wanted that to become the new Deucey X.
No,
you're waiting for it. It didn't happen quite.
No,
I jumped in for you.
It'll happen again. Don't worry, everybody. Don't worry.
I'll say something wrong too. I mispronounce things all the time. No worries.
You're not tired enough, Dalla, for something that bad to happen organically. So
I was. Wait till Siege. So.
Yeah, Siege, it'll be bad.
Yeah.
Well, if we record anything, post
after your guys' road trip, you guys are gonna be exhausted.
I know. So we have 13 hours.
Can't wait.
Brandon and I gonna be shenanigans in a car. Lots of Trails music, probably.
I expect a vlog from you two.
Oh,
we should do a vlog. That'd be fun.
that would be fun. We should do that. But I was playing Atelier Yumiya about 20 some odd hours into the game. Love it. It's just nice, fun, relaxing game. So I should hopefully try to finish that up sometime this week. Or
it took me like 30-ish hours.
Yeah,
I think you could finish it up.
Yeah, I think for me, I was kind of going a little quicker. I was like 25, and I wrapped up the main story. So
yeah, I think I'm getting close. Like, you know, leading into like the next, like towards the ending of the game in general. I've been kind of like meandering through the world too, so I've been having a little bit of fun with it. But yeah, I'm gonna finish it up and it's a fun, like, relaxing game. Yeah,
it's where I think Atelier really shines. Like once they got rid of their time mechanic stuff, like time management sim.
It's truly like a cozy. It's like a cozy JRPG. Like it's got cozy vibes. It's fun to just kind of jump in, and with Yumiya, you have like this whole world that you can explore and find things, and that makes it part of the fun. I like trying to like jump into places where I can't, like,
where you're not supposed to.
Not supposed to go. So I spent a lot of time just doing a lot of that stuff. But between that game and then drifting in and out of Xenoblade Chronicles X, because I still need to finish that. So
same.
But that's I think I'll jump back into that after Yumiya. But how about you, Emily?
Well, last night I finished Lunar, the first game.
You did.
I did. Yes. After getting the whole press kit for it, I wanted to finally play it, and I was like glued to it. I think it only took me 3 days to beat it.
It's a brisk game too. Yeah,
it only took me about 16 hours, like just shy of 16 hours, really.
Yeah, I feel like it was like a 20-hour game in the original form, but with the quality of life, that makes sense that it would speed it up a bit. Yeah, because what the quality of life enhancements did was basically 3x speed the battles if you wanted, or you could do 2 or 1x.
Which is really nice.
I did everything 3x. And they also make it so that the first option when you're in battle is to do auto battle. So I'll admit, I kind of started doing that once I kind of understood how all the characters worked. And instead of just doing the same sort of routine every time, just when you are, battling the non-bosses, I just auto battled it once I configured so that, like, my physical fighters, they wouldn't use their MP without me telling them to, but I let my mages do it. So it's a fun time, and it's fun kind of when you do the 3x speed to see them kind of scramble around the the battlefield. But I thought it was charming. I know everyone says the second game's better, but I thought the first game was fun.
The first game is fun.
Just sweet.
There's nothing. Yeah, it's like the first game.
The first game's great. I mean, there's a reason it's been remade like 15 times. Like people.
Yes, like it. That's like the one game that's been remade like so many times, and so
many times.
I'm just glad that there's a way to play the second game now, finally, because that's the one game that just really hasn't received any sort of like remake outside of like the PS1 version.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm so glad you got into that, and that's like also another series I'm looking to come back to play the second game, because I played the first game before the remasters were announced last year. So I beat the first game. It was like the first game I played of 2024, and then I like took a break, and I was going to come back to 2, and then I found out about the remaster, and I was like, I'll wait, just gotta play that version of it, and so I'll probably get back to it before the end of the year, just to close it off.
I played it on PC, and I thought it looked really nice, all the pixel art. I didn't really see any egregious smoothing or anything for my eyes.
That's good.
Yeah.
And
I think the
characters I liked
too.
a lot. Yeah. There was a patch. I don't know if that was for everything or how it worked.
Yeah.
I did look at the details. But I liked Jessica and Kyle's dynamic. I thought they were hilarious.
Okay.
Are they the fan favorites? I'm not sure.
I mean, as far as a couple goes, I would say so. They're like the fiery,
Yeah, they butt the heads.
Yeah.
It's fun. But yeah, another game I beat. Chrono Trigger.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So this was also a nice remaster of sorts on the DS version. And I think before, when I was playing on an emulator, I didn't get that far. And so it was nice to finally beat it.
I think you were probably like 3 hours in based on what
I think it was 3 hours in.
So you beat it? Or did you? Oh, that's so good.
Yeah. And so it was really like how they handled time travel, I thought was really masterfully done. I could see why everyone tries to emulate it as, the token Chrono Trigger like game, whenever they do their game advertising.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, you had a retro couple of weeks here.
Yeah, you've been.
I did. And I'm kind of having more of a retro bug. I don't know if I'm going to play some Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster or what I want to do next. Maybe Final Fantasy X. I don't know. I need to play Final Fantasy games because we're going to be potentially on a panel about Final Fantasy. And I have only played a handful of them.
Yeah.
True. Yeah. You want to
you should probably jump into that.
Some knowledge base. Yeah.
I need to have some knowledge. Though maybe it's better if I didn't, because it's
honestly, like with the way that game show works, which hopefully we'll be able to talk more about it in the not too distant future.
If it happens.
The way, the way that game show works is it's actually maybe better if you don't know anything about that.
Just say the most ridiculous off the ball.
Say the most off the wall thing. Yeah.
I want that. That'd be too fun.
Yeah. There's also the Suikoden remasters.
Yes.
That are
I wanted to try this.
Worth checking out. There's a lot of good stuff out right now.
Yeah, lots of stuff. I also been dipping my toes in Rune Factory. I haven't gotten that far because I was preoccupied with my retro stuff.
Yeah,
I want to get back into this, and so far I've been enjoying it. It's a lot better than 5, I think. Because 5, I could.
Well, I mean, that's a low bar for sure, but yeah, I've heard good things about it too.
Yeah.
Do you think there's any chance of that coming to PS5? Like, are they firmly on the Nintendo and PC?
I would just get on PC.
Okay.
Okay.
Unless you want a physical, then get the PS2
I mean, I
version.
did kind of want the physical, but like, I'm not getting a Switch 2 for.
I would wait for this to go on Woot. It'd probably go out at least for $20.
Yeah.
At some point.
That's true.
So
that's what I'm
if you
want
to play it now.
Yeah. If I
that's what I'm waiting for.
Sure, I'll grab it. Especially because it plays on the Switch 1, so it's like.
Honestly, that's what I do with Marvelous games. I made an exception because I wanted to make a video out of this and talk about how you could play Switch 2 games on your Switch 1 devices. Otherwise, I would have waited.
Yeah, exactly.
Even though I was really looking forward to the new Factory.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a little bit different from the past formula because it's more of like that Eastern kind of style.
Yeah.
And I think graphically it looks so much nicer and smoother. There's just some pop-in issues, at least on the Switch. I think both on the Switch 1 and Switch 2 when you get further in the game. But on the Steam Deck and PC, I hear it runs better. So it'd be something to consider.
Maybe I'll just get it on Steam. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I've also been playing Pentiment.
Oh, man. Emily's on a roll. I love it.
I still need to beat this, but I've been enjoying it because of the graphical style, since it has that, kind of like old
illustration kind of
illustration look, and how they do all their, calligraphy kind of letters and stuff.
Yeah.
And you do choices because it is an Obsidian game. So it's still choice based.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
And so I'm still trying to figure out how my choices, what the consequences will be, or if it's just a way to weave the narrative in the back end.
That's true.
Because a lot of Obsidian games do that rather than make it choice dependent. Like whenever they make choices available, like in JRPGs, I'm always like nervous. Am I choosing the right one?
Yeah, that's true.
So I'm trying to let that go a bit more.
Out of some cool content by choosing this thing. Yeah,
I think that's the worst part about JRPGs when they do that.
Especially in Western RPGs are always like that. I'm always second guessing myself. I'm like, is this the choice I need to make?
I don't think we should be, because usually Western RPGs, there aren't consequences. It's just to leave like a foundation, and it's not like integral to your experience, is what I've heard.
Well, and with Western RPGs, I don't get as nervous about choices as with JRPGs, just because of I'm in it for that sort of open-ended experience, and if my choices give me a drastically different experience somehow than your choices do, I think that's cool, and I don't regret missing what, you know what I mean? Like, it's just it's a different kind of feel, whereas JRPGs,
rather than being locked out of content.
You're not gonna be changing the story in any kind of drastic way by your choice, but you may be missing cool scenes or even characters in some games, right? Like secret characters or whatever. So it feels like the stakes are higher. I don't know. It's just a preference thing,
think about Persona 5, right? Like, if you don't do something right, you miss like the whole dungeon.
It's true.
You miss the whole end of the game.
Yeah,
you miss the whole end of the game.
I'm like, Persona 4, if you don't, if you don't get Marie and that other guy to max level by the end of this calendar date, you miss the end of the game. Sorry.
Which is that's horrifying.
So frustrating. And that's why
that's 80 hours into the game. Sorry, you got to replay this 80 hours.
I know. That's awful.
That's why for some JRPGs I have to have a guide open, because I'm just so afraid something's gonna happen.
Certain RPGs I always have a guide with, and that's like Persona.
If I had endless time, sure, I'd replay it, but I don't have endless time. So
that's why something like this, I'm okay not using a guide, because I feel more confident it's not going to ruin my experience experience if I don't do the right choice.
Yeah, exactly.
I have Pentiment as well. I should play that. Soon.
It's like a 30-ish hour experience, so it takes time, but it's pretty cool, I thought.
Yeah.
Especially if you're really into that, medieval type of lore kind of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, check that out.
I'm not, but I won't hold that against it.
Yeah, I don't. There's like a lot of church stuff and stuff. If you're like familiar with some of the iconographic kind of stuff from like art history, it just kind of interesting. But I took the artist path, so that's maybe why I'm getting more art history sort of vibe from it.
Maybe.
Okay.
But yeah, some of those games.
Hey, that's
cool.
That's a good list, and
yeah. And before that, we've already talked extensively about Expedition 33, which we've all also played.
Right.
I don't know if we want to mention that before because we were thinking maybe doing a spoiler cast, maybe not. Maybe we've missed the boat talking about it.
It's been a while.
I don't know. The discourse has kind of moved on. And I was whining about this to Dalla last night. I'm just like so tired of the Discord. I was just like so tired of talking about that game. I had to turn off retweets from the developer because like my entire Twitter feed was just like posts about this game. I'm like, I feel I've never gone from like loving a game so much to being like, I never want to hear about this game again in such a quick.
Oh no. 180. This is where social media could all like really hinder your experience. Like how you hear people say like they're not part of a fandom or they like a game because of the fandom.
Because the
almost
fans,
feel like that's like this.
And this is all positive. It's not even like toxic negativity in the fan community. It's all very positive, but I'm just like
there is some. Okay, you haven't seen
enough already. I haven't seen any of the negativity, but I'm just like I'm ready for everybody to stop talking about it now. It's great.
100%.
I think there's plenty of things that people have moved on. Like there's the Switch 2, the new Donkey Kong game looks interesting. Not that I'm gonna play it anytime soon, but
yeah, I mean that. Yeah, in general, I mostly follow like JRPG focused people, so they're not talking about that stuff as much, just because the Switch 2 doesn't really have anything in that.
Yeah,
I feel realm yet.
This summer, RPGs seem a little dry.
Yeah, we don't have a lot.
I think we got to get used to that. I don't feel like we're going to be in a dry period for a while. Square Enix isn't.
Well, this fall we'll have a lot of people or a lot of games to look forward to.
Yes,
I don't know after that, but the summers there's a little bit of a.
Not much happening in the summer.
Is going to be the raft that we ride through this drought because we don't ride a raft through a drought, but you know what I mean.
Potentially for sure, but I think there's some other companies that have been stepping up. Like I don't know, I'm really looking forward to the new Digimon game that's coming out.
I'm excited.
There's more Atelier games. I think Atelier is going to be something every year to look forward to.
True, Koei Tecmo will
keep
no
going,
doubt maintain their release cadence. They're pretty
fast with it.
And then like Yakuza will always be there. I think annually.
Yeah, so, they'll bring something.
I don't think it's as big as maybe we've hinted at before. Because I think there's
nothing like major
AA studios that have been consistent.
Exactly. So the drop
would be great if we moved into a world where AA was just like the main thing. Give us
honestly,
all the AA's.
Honestly, yeah. No complaint from me there.
Get a AAA every 3 years or so. A nice big,
meaty one.
Whatever, Final Fantasy VII remake game. That's cool. But like, hit us with these AA's, please.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
But yeah.
Anything else you guys are looking forward to playing before we wrap up here?
I mean, the trail stuff. Other than that,
Yeah,
we got.
I'm looking forward to Trails and Digimon.
Yeah, Trails. When does Digimon come out again?
It's
October.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, like I watched the trailer and I don't know anything about Digimon really. I used to watch the cartoon when I was a kid. That was kind of the extent of it.
You don't need to know to play these.
The trailer made it look cool. So
experience the game as it is.
Probably just play the game. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my recommendation.
I know that they're digital monsters, and I know they are the champions.
They are the champions
per the song. Great little pro tip for everybody out there in podcast land. If you ever have a song stuck in your head and you cannot get the song out of your head, just sing the Digimon TV show theme song to yourself, and it will obliterate any song in your head. And it's not a particular sticky song itself, so you will not have as hard of a time getting that one out of your head. It's miraculous how this works. Like it dislodges songs from your head in an instant. It's incredible.
For me, I just then have that theme song stuck in my head. So I
think that one would stick in your head.
Oh, it does. I've as someone who grew up with that TV show, it sticks.
Oh yeah, it can stick.
But I think there's some other things to look forward to. We have Final Fantasy Tactics, which I know people are complaining it's not for the Lions version, but I think it's nice to see it come to modern platforms still.
We should consider talking about that. We're talking about remasters in our con panels. We might want to consider talking about that because, like, you know, people are like, well, if it can't be the definitive version if it doesn't have all the content. It's like, I would maybe ask the creators of the game, like, they're putting together what they consider to be the definitive version. Like, I don't know if the original creators of Tactics had anything to do with the War of the Lions version. Maybe they're like, we hate that crap that you guys added to our game. Like, we're going to give people what we think is the best, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, defining the definitive edition as, like, it has everything, even if, like, the bloat of it is a negative to some people, or, like, the definitive version as defined by the creator of the game.
I think it's an interesting discussion because some people chalk it up to being lazy, not wanting to add everything. But it could be more of just a curated experience they want people to have.
Yeah, so from the interviews I've seen, the interviews I've seen in this particular case, it sounds like the creators of the original game were like, this is the experience we want people to have. Nothing wrong with that War of the Lions stuff. It's fine. But, like, that's not...
The translation was a lot different, too, right? In War of the Lions. So we get in a new...
Yeah, it was even the PlayStation version, which was terrible.
This is even a newer version of that. So, like, honestly, like, if they're doing a structure of the translation, that's fine. Like, it's you know, they've done that before, and it's not that big a deal. Like,
I saw people, like, getting upset on social media. I think David Vincent had posted about, you know, if you don't buy this game, if you're just going to complain about it and not buy it, then that's going to signal to Square Enix
just not going to do it.
They're not going to continue the Tactics series. And people are like, well, what about, you know, if we deserve the definitive, we deserve all this stuff, blah, 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 and I'm not going to buy it because it's not. It's like, he's not saying you have to buy the game. Yeah. He's saying there are consequences. There are consequences for you not buying the game, and the consequences are
maybe not what you want.
Exactly.
Kind of game. Like
100%.
So, you know, it's fine. You absolutely don't have to buy the Tactics remaster if you're mad that it doesn't have the War of the Lion stuff. Like,
does that add that much as someone who's never played either? Because you get a new class, right?
I think there's new classes.
There's new classes.
Maybe some new story bits.
You get some Final Fantasy 12 stuff, right?
Yeah, the biggest thing is, like, the retranslation is much better than the original.
But we're getting that anyway.
Anyway. So, like, honestly, like,
and
this is going to be a perfect... Ben Starr's in it. We have, like, they're adding, like, even better stuff
Cloud
to this version.
Cloud comes in earlier, I hear.
Yeah.
Too.
Oh, does he? Okay.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I think it can be a little bit of a controversial topic. Like, do you want to show support for something we think is an inferior product just so that they can
we don't even know
it?
if it's
the question is, do they make it? Will they prompt them to make more inferior products by doing that? I'm not saying it is an inferior product. I'm just
I'm just saying, like,
the
people
mindset I've been seeing.
Yeah,
that's what these people think that it is.
Yeah,
sight unseen. They're like, it's inferior because it doesn't have Dark Knight or what, you know, like it doesn't have Balthier. Like
everything that's coming out, there has to be a controversy about something. Like, even Digimon, people are upset because it's on console, it's 30 frames per second instead of 60. And so everyone's like, oh, it's not going to be a good game now.
Right.
Like, that's before it even comes out.
Yeah.
I think every single game right now has had some controversy. Like Trails in the Sky remake.
Everyone needs to calm down.
With the localization. I'm sure even Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D will have some sort of controversy, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
it's inevitable for every release.
Or Yuji Horii will say something that will get people mad. You know, that's inevitable. We're all fundamentally broken. We're just broken. We need to. We can't just be happy and enjoy things.
No one can enjoy anything
because we feel like when we complain, it sounds like our voice is being heard. In reality, we're just adding to the noise.
It's slacktivism. We feel like we're doing good by stating our whatever. No,
there's enough negativity in this world that we don't need to bring it into our hobbies.
Yeah.
So
that's been tiring.
Let's leave it at
very tiring.
Yeah.
Not that it's going to change necessarily what I do, because I still complain. But we'll see.
I mean, people are always going to complain, but like, it's fine.
I'd like to not to complain as much.
As long as you're enjoying your hobbies at the end of the day, and you're not consumed by the negative discourse, then I think, because that's probably not healthy. But like, as long as you're not consumed by it.
You go out and touch grass. I think it's all good.
Yeah.
Go outside, breathe, Well, if you live in the Midwest, don't go outside right now. It is ridiculous out there.
Yeah, it's not nice.
Sounds sticky.
The most disgusting weather I've ever seen in my life.
It's misery.
And so looking forward to the South next month.
Oh my God.
Oh, if it's anything
in the dead of July,
the worst South, time to go to South Carolina, probably.
It's gonna be real humid.
So
humid.
humid.
Nasty. It's gonna be nasty.
You're just gonna be inside that convention center the whole time. I'm not stepping foot outside. I refuse.
Oh,
well, I'm planning to at least visit the downtown area because it looks cute. I'm gonna maybe jump from store to store to get the AC.
I was gonna say, enjoy your sweaty excursion.
Hey, I survived Japan last summer, which was disgusting too.
Yeah,
that's true.
So I think I could do it. We'll see. Okay. I'll just be sweaty and gross looking.
Cool.
Oh man. Anyways.
With that,
I think
I feel like we don't
want to talk your ears off too long.
Podcast.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think we've done a good job updating you guys with what we've been up to and what we've been playing and looking forward to.
Yeah.
We'll be probably scheduled for another interesting discussion topic for next week with a special guest, hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
So I guess until then, we're going to continue yapping over on our after show. For Pursuer level members, if you're interested in joining, hear us talk more probably about Brandon's trip in Japan, his other pickups he hasn't shown, and just
the dirty details.
Other stuff.
The dirty deets.
Yes.
So I guess
we'll catch you next week.
Yeah.
Let's drag this out a little bit longer and make it a little more
awkward.
It
super awkward. It's been too long. It's been too long, guys.
Right?
We're trying to figure this out.
That's fine.
Anyway,
we need to get back into it.
Bye, everyone.